Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. And I listen to the mind and the moon of an Antares. I'm the Archangel Yuri Hale, and I'm here to carry out God's duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And we're talking about Aquarius Ascendants right now. Now, Aquarius Ascendants, these people appear to be detached but talkative. So these people, they can talk to you about a whole bunch of shit that don't got nothing to do with nothing. Nothing to do with someone's feelings. Nothing to do. 9 times out of 10, they talking to you about a bunch of shit they've learned though. And whatever they learned on their upbringing, they keep that with them. But see, the difference between the Taurus Ascendant and the Aquarius Ascendant, which are both fixed signs, is Aquarius Ascendant is willing to listen to what you have to say. Taurus Ascendants may not be willing to listen to what you have to say. They may hear you, but they have to go somewhere and learn what you learned for themselves. Aquarius Ascendants may sit there and let you teach them a little bit something, but they just add on what they already learned because it's still a stubborn quality there. You know what I'm saying? All fixed signs have an understanding of each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's why if you see a Taurus, with a Leo, or you see a Scorpio, you know what I'm saying, with Aquarius, that's why. All fixed signs, see, all cardinal signs may not have an initial awareness of each other, and all mutable signs may not have initial, but them fixed signs, that's the middle of everything. They all got a kind of understanding of each other, and they understand when someone else stubborn, they know how to stay in their own stubbornness, and they know how to get along with another stubborn person. See, a cardinal sign may not know how to get along with a stubborn person, and a mutable sign may be trying to change a stubborn person. You know what I'm saying? But stubborn people understand other stubborn people. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing though. But see, with the Aquarius Ascendant people though, these people, they, like I said, they'll talk, but they'll talk about a bunch of shit that they learned or shit that they're into. They might not necessarily talk about what you want to be into. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start talking about what you into, they cut you off and start talking about what they into again. So you gotta watch that too. You gotta watch that. You ever got cut off? You ever be talking about something, get cut off, and you keep getting cut off and keep getting frustrated a little bit? 9 times out of 10, you're probably talking to an Aquarius Ascendant. Yeah, 9 times out of 10. Now, you know what I'm saying? Not all bad. They got a lot of information. They can tell you a lot of common sense, but not common sense like the earth signs, where we're talking about the smell, see, sense, and how, like, or what's actually going on around your surroundings. Not that kind of common sense. Kind of common sense they talk about is pretty much in thought, mind kind of common sense. They can kind of tell you common sense of what's going on in people's heads. You know what I'm saying? And what's behind a person's motives. They got common sense like that, because 9 times out of 10 they deal with enough people to learn this over the time. They dealt with enough and conversated with enough people to learn people and learn motives. So when we get into the 4th house here, the 4th house is Taurus. So within, this is why they built that up within the home. So within the home, they learned a lot of common sense to take into the world. So you can't really giff a gaff or gaffle Aquarius Ascendant people. They see right through that. You got alternative motives or anything like that. You trying to lie around them, whatever like that. They dealt with enough people with your kind of energy to know what you about to do or what you trying to do. So they don't think you're gonna do that. They slide right up out of there. That air, they sense pressure. See, Aquarius sense pressure, and they know when pressure gonna be around, so they get up out of that. They don't deal with pressure. They don't deal with that kind of shit. They're their own individual. So you ain't gonna pressure them to do anything you want them to do, because they're their own individual. You know what I'm saying? So when we go into the 7th house, the 7th house is Leo. Now the 7th house is Leo. So the way how they may even meet someone, or the way how they feel like what kind of relationship they be in, they need to be with someone who's into the same thing they're into. If you're an Aquarius Ascendant and you with someone who's not into the same thing you into, it's not gonna work. Get up out of that situation, because all you're gonna do is piss that person off, because you're gonna be meeting a lot of people that is into what you into. And since you friendly like that and open arms like that, your mate may not necessarily like that from you, and is this gonna keep developing a bad spiral down. You don't want to be in them type of situations. Make sure you find somebody who's into the same thing you're into, you know, as an Aquarius Ascendant. That's the only way it's going to work, because Leo is the opposite. But see, the opposite here is a person who receives attention, so they give off energy. And Aquarius here, you give attention so you can receive the benefits of knowing someone. So this, it's like a perfect balance right here. You know what I'm saying? It's not as good as the Gemini and the Sagittarius, but I'm talking about just the situation. You don't even necessarily have to be a Leo person, but the way how Aquarius Ascendant people think they should acquire love is having a person into the same thing. But they're gonna, since Leo is the 7th house, they're gonna attract a lot of people who are attention seekers. And Aquarius Ascendants give attention, but they have to like you first to give you attention, because they feel like the more attention they give the people, that's going to be the more people think about them to include them into things. So they can always stay mobile but stubborn in their own ways and not needing others. You know what I'm saying? See, Aquarius, they're individuals. They don't need others, so they give others attention. You know what I'm saying? They give others attention, but they do that with everybody. Like Aquarius Ascendant, you may think that this person really like you, but they doing that same thing with everybody else. So you have to be aware of that if you know Aquarius Ascendant people. Aquarius Ascendant females they're into their roots. They like to know where they came from, so they can know where they're going into the future. So a lot of girls, like a lot of Aquarius Ascendant females, may be teachers, or maybe some type of activist or something like that, or some type of humanitarian thing where they can learn their own past in order to go to the future. You know what I'm saying? And be able to take what they've learned in the past with them to the future. You know what I'm saying? So they can know their roots and be able to teach. You know what I'm saying? Now when we get into the 10th house, now the 10th house is how Aquarius, how you reach the status quo. That's how you're going to reach the status quo. So the 10th house is Scorpio. Now, you already detached personally. You know what I'm saying? So you feel like you have to overexert yourself to attach yourself to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Now, in some point in time in your life, to reach the status quo, you're going to have to put that into play. You're going to really have to feel a certain way about something. You can't just be looking at something and logically put it all in your head. To reach the status of whatever you in, a relationship with somebody or a career goal or something like that, you're going to have to really dig into your emotions and actually feel a way about it. Because when you start to feel, you jumping into a different chakra, and you jumping into another sphere of reality. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're not used to that sphere of reality, there's so much stuff to learn and to see in that sphere of reality, to develop different aspects and brain waves and different thought processes for you to align yourself right. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you ain't dealing with this is why a lot of Aquarius Ascendants not understanding why they not reaching their peak, and they're going on in their life still with these detached ways. And you could overthink yourself, thinking you're attaching yourself, thinking you're really into your emotions, to the point that you just overthought it. So you might have thought your thoughts was feelings, when it's not. It's still in your thoughts, still in your mental. No, you have to actually be in the emotion, in the feeling of whatever you think you're trying to obtain before you reach the status quo of whatever you're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn that, because the 10th house is Scorpio. So you're going to have to dive deep into your emotions, which you're going to hate doing. Anything that you hate doing in this lifetime is something you have to learn. Remember that. This is why the Ascendant life paths deals with the squares. The squares are the charts. So, yeah, at some point in time in your life, you're going to have to attach yourself to something. You know what I'm saying? And even at them times and them moments that it prove you right, that I thank you God for not letting me attach myself to that, because I was right. I attached myself a little bit to that, and they proved me right, why I shouldn't be attaching myself to nothing. You're going to have to go through that. You're going to have to learn to go through those moments. Don't look at it like that. Don't look at it like, yeah, that's why I ain't attaching myself to nothing else, because I was always right. No. You're here to learn something in the moments. You know what I'm saying? So dive deep into those and feel that. Feel those, because you're going to develop certain brain waves that's going to help you out in the future to reach your status quo. And that's Aquarius Ascendant people. You know what I'm saying? These people, they're very informative. They got a lot of information for you. You know what I'm saying? But they could be very careless at times also. But it's all in the nature of learning. Flight boss, bitch, you know. For sure. Air. And let's go on to the last one. Let's get it.